we're here. Congratulations. Good job. Yay. I know. So I'm here. I'm here. Woohoo! I'm here. I am working on my pants finally again, or at least we're gonna try to. So I don't know what this is gonna look like because we've got a whole lot going on here, and this is gonna take a minute. So before I get down to business, we're gonna go with trying to find a patch. So I have this hole right here, got this one right there. Technically there's that one too, but I'm gonna use just one for those. Then we got this right here, which is another matter entirely. And I'm probably, like, I have some ideas about what to do with this, just like I have some ideas about what to do about these. Hint, it might look something like this. Hooray for bias tape. And then I've got this, and this, like right there, so that could be just patched over, right? So I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm also trying really hard not to use the same patch and colors like too close together. I want a little, we want a little variety, a little spice, if you will. So there's that. Let's see. Well, we got this one. This one would probably be fun here, and I might use this one there. Just right here. Where are my scissors? Scissors. I've seen them recently. They're really sharp. What did I do with my scissors? It's a great question. I don't know. I feel like I literally just saw them, but that's exciting. That is exciting. Let's see. Don't mind me. Just losing my mind over here. So, I have a bunch to do. Like a bunch. Oh, found them. They were on my desk. That's where I'd seen them. Okay. I have a bunch to do today. Actually, I have a bunch to do before tomorrow, specifically. That's really what we're talking about. Okay, so first off, you gotta understand, if you're gonna do this, you gotta do this right. We're team good enough right now. Another reason to get these done. I have class tomorrow. And these are my going out pants, aka what I wear when I leave my house. So there's a really good chance that we're gonna wear these, which means this needs to be done. So let's see. Now the way I usually do this is, the proper way to patch something is to attach something to non-compromised fabric, right? So like this, while it's been stitched over, right, is still pretty good. This right here is thinned out. It is, obviously already torn. And I like to do things about 2-finger widths past where the hole is in every direction. Now that makes this too small for that. Now this would work perfectly though for that, but we're here. So we're gonna try another patch. Yeah, I've got a whole bag of patches. Do recommend. Oh, I could use this one. This one might work well. If I do use this one though, I'm absolutely gonna take. Am I gonna take that button off? I think I am gonna take that button off. Okay, so. Oh no, that's not gonna work either. Not wide enough. So I need something closer to that width. Ooh. Well, this is bias tape. That's what this is. So, yeah, this bias tape is probably what's going to go around this right here. So I'm going to put that off to the side because I know I'm going to want to use that. That is too small. That's what she said. This is also too small. Now, another option, of course, if I can't find something to the size that I need or want it, would of course be to patch with multiple pieces, which I have done in a couple of areas. Like I did that like down here. Okay, so like that's an option. These are not so big that I think that that's the way to go though. Like this hole right here. So I'd rather not do that. Currently trying to rearrange my patches in a way where the ones that are the similar size are grouped together. Yes. I've been discussing sewing finer points of textiles with friends lately. Friend is being old crafty pants and is going to make their offspring and this right here, this is just plain white fabric, so I'm going to put this aside because that's my back. That's the kind of fabric I like to use for my backing. Now this could work widthwise, right? But then we have the issue that it's not lengthwise enough. Now here's the thing with that. I already have fabric behind here, so the whole of the back is covered, and so that's not really a big deal. So if this works widthwise, we're gonna call it good. As long as it like bare minimum covers this area, we're gonna call it good. So now, one thing I did think about, you know, after I'd already tacked this down, this part down, so like, you know, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to tack the inside down too. And I was like, I am, and I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. I don't. But realistically, what I should have done was put this down first. Now I'm thinking about doing like this, basically because I feel like it. And so that's what we're gonna do. Yes. Okay, so yeah, the good thing is I didn't tack down anything right here because this whole hole is so big. So this might be good right there. Now, what I will say is this is not always going to work out. So you need to definitely think ahead, unlike what I did here. All right, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to tack. I'm going to tack this stuff down right here. I don't even, like, I think I'm not even going to roll over the edges. Now, I think I might roll over the edges here because this is so compromised. And this, like, all things considered, isn't as compromised as this is. This is very compromised. That's why it's, like, thinned out and it's faded. So now I need to do is I need to baste this down. And what I need to do is I need to baste it down, obviously, from here. Now, usually what I would do is I would safety pin this down. I don't think we're going to do that this time with this specific area because I don't think we're going to do that. Mostly because I think it'll be more difficult to do all of that than it will be to just hold it and sew it and move it around. And like that's the whole purpose of doing it like this, is to like minimize. Now do I want to, I kind of like this whole peekaboo thing it's doing, right? So now what I could do though, which would actually probably be a better idea, is I can take off the top of this and reattach it afterwards. So that will work. And the whole point of that is just going to be so that I can see what I'm doing better. That's it. That's the whole point of this. So oh my gosh. You know, something I should be, something to consider doing, and something I have been doing. We're gonna probably upload some stuff. I restarted my computer. I'm probably gonna do some uploads, do some stuff. There we go. Okay, so this right here is also like, I would reuse that, but it's so short, I'm probably gonna have a hard time doing that. So what we're gonna do now is peel this back. And let's see. I think yellow would be a good color. Let's see if we have a yellow somewhere around here. I could use the green, but I don't think green's gonna work out real well. That said, I might use the green just because it's already done. Oh, unless we have one right here. We have one right here. Yeah, magnets are your friend. Now this is a little thicker than this sharp, I think. But I don't want to rethread a needle, honestly. And the thread we're about to use is also a little thicker, so we'll just call it good. I need to find my ends box, jar, bottle thing. What am I doing? Going over here. So, I might stay on here longer tonight, or I might not. I don't actually know. I do know that I'm not going to be here tomorrow when I would like to be here. So I might be here later. I might not be here at all. I don't know. I might try to show up sooner versus later. Basically to oh no, oh no. That's the first time that's happened. Good job. I might show up sooner, like earlier in the day. To make up for the fact that I'm not going to be here later. Like, I might do that. I don't exactly know. So that's called a quilter's knot. That's really handy for when you want to make a knot. You don't want it to do the whole overhand tie thing. So let's see. Now, there's also the opportunity for me to just do this on the outside, but I don't like how that looks, which is why I'm choosing to do it from the inside. Let's see. Multitasking. Don't hate on me. Yeah. Don't do it this way at home, kids. Don't recommend. Mostly because this is not like the easiest or best way to do this. It's just what we've decided to do. Now all I'm doing is basting this is what I'm doing. That just means I'm doing wide loose stitches to affix this so that I can stitch it properly later. And by later I mean after I am done basting. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what kind of stitch I want to do either. Yeah. When it comes to these pants, I kind of wing it. They're my pants, and so I don't need to think or do anything to, you know, until it's strenuous. I'll just fuck around and find out when it comes to these pants. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Now I've got Running Up the Hill playing in my head. I'm not sure whose version either. I think it's like switching between different versions, which is kind of hilarious. I think I've got Kate Bishop, which is the original version, and then Placebo, then a little Our Last Night. Thrown in there because why not? I gotta tell you, I think I like Placebo's version best. That's the first one I heard, and that might be why I like it best, because it's the first one I heard. But I also have listened to the original by Kate Bishop, and I gotta tell you, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just not as impressive, which is sad because it's her song. Like, she did the original. And you just, yeah. I almost feel kind of bad that I don't like it more, which is terrible. Don't mind me, I'm multitasking right now. I have to set up some more. So sneaking in some game time. All right, let's see. Oh, channel. Oh, I should have went to the video producer. All right, so here's another instance of I'm gonna have to take this pocket off, probably. So I see that like right here. And what I'm gonna try and do is not take it off just yet, but I'll take it off after this. And that's just because, 1, 2. So it's just 2. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's just because I'm gonna have to take it off later, and like taking out stitching is just, for me, I find it to be like a pain in the ass, and I'd like to, I'm not gonna avoid it, like just not do it because it's not an option. Oh, biscuits. Let's see. This is becoming increasingly difficult. I was watching House. All right. Yeah. Don't mind me just doing things the hard way over here. It's fine. It's fine. I have so many things to do tonight. Like, I went and slept for like, I don't know, way too many hours, like in the middle of the day. I got tired at like 1:45, and my brain just said, "Hey, we're not doing anything else like today, so I hope you didn't have any plans." And I'm like, "What?" And it's like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing anything else today." And I'm like, "What?" And it's like, "We're not doing anything else today." And I'm like, "I heard you. Why are you yelling at me?" And it's like, "I don't know. It sounded like you didn't hear me." And so then all of a sudden I woke up and it was almost 6 o'clock. What the frick? Okay? Seriously though. So yeah, that was fun. That was exciting. Yay. Alright, so here we go. That's pretty well done. I feel like the places that I wanted to cover are covered. I think now that I've put this on here, though, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. So like this is also something to be said for me personally, saying let the project kind of speak to you, because I made a different decision like at the outset, and now as it keeps going, right, I've changed my mind because I think this is going to be a better idea for me to do. Yeah. So that's that's a thing that happens. And again, we're still gonna knot this out here, just because now, again, let's see. So but now we have to rebase to this part. Just because it'll be a lot easier to work on. Let's see. Yeah, and I just want this just right here on the inside. I don't want it any further like up. So now I had that color, but that color's not going to work now. And actually, we're just going to go ahead and maybe take that out too entirely. And we're probably going to do this over here. Let's see. Having a conversation with Angel Bay. My bad. Let's see. White. So white's not going to be great because it's going to be hard to see over here. Things to consider. we don't want to use that one. Whoa. I forgot there's a magnet there. Nope. It's just not gonna. I guess we could use this green right here. This green. Right here. Although, I could also use this green right here that's like already threaded. How much is it though? How much is it? It's not quite enough. We're not going to use that green because that's not enough green. So yes, we are going to thread another needle. Okay, that sounds like something is attached to something. So we're going to stop there. We're going to stop there. Okay, what is this? Is the color? There's no color. Why is this even in here? Why is this in here, people? Why is this in here? Okay, so we're gonna just take that out. We don't need that. That's I think still too light. That is. Oh, we do this. We can do this red one. There we go. Let's do that. Because I feel like this is connected to something, and that's why it's being such a bear. All right, so. So if you've ever seen one of those little mini sewing kits, like these, they're not mending kits, they're just little sewing kits, right? Because they don't have like everything you would need to like mend, okay? But they do usually have some like cheap, simple thread, you know, a needle threader, sometimes some tiny scissors, maybe a few needles, like, you're gonna need more if you're gonna mend, but like if you need to fix just a button or you just need to close a seam, yeah, no, you're probably fine. That'll help. But I happen to have one, and so I've been scavenging, and that's really what I've been doing like this whole time is I scavenge my bits because yes. Okay, so like we did before, we're gonna start over here. And I like to start from the inside with the stuff when I can. Like, I try to start from where the inside of the patch is. Like, it's back. So like if this was on the outside, I would have started from the outside, right? Just because it'll make more sense to do that. I got to regale Juice with the life updates. Oh, hey. I think what we're going to do before we do any of this, though, we're going to cut this off. Why, you ask? Because I want this information. That's why. That's why. Since we're going to cover it up anyway, I might as well, right? Might as well. And... I know. Oh, we're a mess doing this. That's okay though. But this is sometimes what my personal mending looks like. I like to wing it a lot. Like a lot. I would absolutely, and the reason is this has got the sizing information on it. This has got like care information on it. Like I want all of that information. And while I could have left it on the pants, right, it would have been like impossible for me to get to. And it was just easier for me to just cut it off. That sounds like something a surgeon would say. I've been watching a lot of House today, okay? Don't judge me. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm terrible. Ooh, okay, so we don't want to go through this, so let's back that out. I'm going to have to remember that. Now, we can also see this is like steadily coming loose, so I'm going to sew under this. And that also tells me that I'm going to have to mend these. That'll be my first belt loop. That'll be fun. Da, 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 da. Friend saves the day. Oh my gosh. So, friend and I had a whole ass conversation about sewing machines the other day. They were like, I really want to get one. I'm thinking about getting one. And they were like, this is cost this much. And I'm like, no, that sounds about right. Like, that's probably going to be the cheapest you're going to get. And they were like, it seems so expensive. And I'm like, I mean, it's not though. Like, it's not. But is that like a great sewing machine? No. It's a start though. So like if you just want to start, yeah, no, that'll work. But if you're gonna upgrade it or do anything fancy, yeah, you're probably gonna outgrow that. I don't think I said all that, but like that was the basic sentiment. So we've done this. We have. All right. So again, I'm just good enough is good enough as far as that knot goes. Because that knot's not permanent. Not. Oh, there's something wrong with me. There's something so very wrong with me. All right, so now we have to figure out what we're gonna do about this. Like I said, I think I'm gonna cut this right here because it just makes more sense to do so. And as much as I did like the little double peekaboo, it makes more sense to do it this way. So we're going to take that down. And those are much wider basting stitches. You can see these stitches are a lot closer together on this side. And these are like more like basting stitches. But the point is that they're loose. They're not meant to like be tacking anything down. Like super strong or permanently. This is just temporary. Okay, so I do know that I want this right here, not where I can see it. I do know that. I also don't know. I think I want some black thread, to be honest with you. I'm feeling some black thread for this right here. Oh, I could use brown actually, because then it's right next to this red. And we've got this like kind of dried blood vibe going on. And so that actually might be what we do. We'll do some brown right around here. Okay. All right, and if that's the case, what I might do is continue this kind of pattern right here where it's and then some seed stitch like filler. There you go. And see, we've made our decision now. So I think we're gonna do it into here, and then this will be black up here. So I know that I probably don't have any real choices when it comes to brown. Like, yeah, do I have brown? Yes. Do I have a lot of it? No. No, I don't. Yeah, so, options. Okay, so what we got here? We've got this. I think this actually is like the perfect brown though for this, because it's somewhere, it looks like a reddish brown, which goes with the whole like vibe we're trying to do. I've also got this over here, so I think what I might do is do that one. I'm gonna do this reddish brown first. Okay, excellent. Now we need another large needle because we're gonna do the stitching. So we'll put that back in there. Back in there. I find the thread on bobbins also, like when you run out of thread on your machine, whatever's left on the bobbin or the spool is also perfect for this kind of stuff. Now, I'm only going to measure out so much, partially because the longer the thread, the more like it's going to get tangled, and tangled thread's a bear to work with. So 10 out of 10 don't recommend. Okay, so you notice I didn't wrap this around as much to make this colors out. 1, 2, 3, and that's because this thread is so much thicker. I don't need to do all that. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky, because I gotta tell you, I don't know how I did this. I don't remember the whole shtick of. I know why I did it. I know not why I put it there, and that's because it felt like it made sense and it was funny. So I guess what we're gonna do, because normally one of the things I would do is I would tack this down, and I probably should do that first. And the tacking down, actually, I have a list. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but I've got a thing here. That's there on purpose. Okay, so we're at the point where we would secure the raw edges, which would be these right here. And we're not working on this right now, so we're not going to secure those raw edges. We're working on this one, so we're going to secure these raw edges. And all that means is sewing down. So we've basted the outside, and we're going to tack down this center portion right here a lot more securely, and then we'll do the outside. And then I can take the basting stitches that are here out. So Now, this is where it's going to be a good idea to take this pocket off, because it's just going to make it a lot easier to do. Unfortunately, I don't know where my seam ripper is. Is there one in here? Let's see. Let's see. I know I've got a chalk pen. If I don't have a seam ripper in here, like, shame on me. And it looks like that is shame on me. So I need to get another seam ripper and put it in here, because honestly, I have no idea where my seam ripper is. Like, I have an idea. It's just not somewhere convenient, and I don't want to go look for it. So, note to self, put seam ripper. And I'm just, really I need to go down to here, but for the purposes of this, and I'm gonna need to go ahead and mend this too. So like this is part of why this is gonna happen. So we've got this ready for when we get there, but first let's do this. And this is a pain in the ass to do. But usually how I do it is I go and I pick a few stitches out with some really sharp scissors. Not every single stitch, because that's just annoying to have to do. And I'll also go from the inside, right, and pull. And that'll make it easier to do too. So, and this is double stitched, so we're going to want to do that too. And the whole reasoning that we're doing this is because it makes it easier to do this. And then I can, if I wanted to get a seam ripper in there, like I can now. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go up here. All right, now this is going to be a bear because there's just so many stitches up here. And this is where I can open up the seam like this and do this. And yes, can you use a seam ripper to do this? Absolutely. Or you can just use a really sharp pair of scissors, which is what we're doing. And then all I'm trying to do is get in where I can pull this apart enough to get at those little stitches. And yeah, I'm a planner like through and through, but this is one of the few things that I don't plan like ad nauseum. Now we see we've got these stitches up here too. Okay, so and you know, when using really sharp scissors, do be careful because it's just easier to stab yourself. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to be careful because right here is all compromised. And so I'm trying not to cut the fabric anymore. But it's also all very difficult to see, like what's thread, what's the fabric. I have no idea what the hell my neighbor is doing. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool, yeah. And like, I'm gonna clean up this thread right here because I don't want to have to fuss with all of this extra. Okay, now, so, and that's just right here. This is as far as I wanted it to go down to. Like, I don't need a lot of space. I just needed enough for me to maneuver. Now I get to do this side. Now, as you can see, I've got some green right here. So I've like already done this once. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull it apart and then pull more of it apart and just snip, snip, snip away. Now, how much farther into this mend are we going to get? I don't know, because I do, in fact, actually have like a bunch of other stuff I need to do. I forgot I had to sign up for something today that I haven't done yet. Whoops! I have to do it today because tomorrow's going to be too late. I mean, it's not going to be too late, but like it's one of those, this should have already happened kind of things. Okay, so there we go. So that's it. That's all I want to do is just get it down to this. Now, like I said, I'm gonna take this stuff out of here. And I'm gonna take all of these bits, like these bits of thread that I'm like taking out and whatnot, and I put them in a jar for like textile scraps, because we try to be as little to no waste as possible. Here, so this will make now doing this easier, which is the whole point. It also means it'll be easier for me to fix this right here, because I'm going to put some bias tape over it before I fix it. So now, remember, we're only worried about this general area right here. And you notice that I did this, all this outline, did all this outline on the outside because I knew you were going to see it under here, and so I left this a running stitch and real simple. But this, so what I'm going to do is, and right now, like I said, we're just tacking down this portion. I'm thinking we're going to tack down some of that. And do some snipping of some seams. And some seams with some strings. Okay, so I think because we're good here, we'll start here. And when I do this, I have a specific way that I'm doing this. I'm trying to do it a little bit into the fabric for one. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. I think what we're going to do for this is we're going to just do the tacking down of this. And I try to make these stitches really small on the outside. And then, and that's not really small. That one's kind of huge, to be honest with you. A lot larger on the inside. And I'm using a Sashiko needle for this. This is not the Sashiko part of this. It's just the Sashiko needle is very, very sharp. And it makes going through like all this fabric a hell of a lot easier. And so you see where those are really small. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want something that big. Because we're not trying to draw attention to this part of the mending. This is actually a purely like functional piece of it. Okay, and this also means though that like I'm tacking down around here, so I'm also going to tack down around this too when I'm done. I do the middle first because the edges might shift when I do this, the more permanent part of the mending. And that way when I go to do the edges of the patch, I don't have to worry about is the center part, which absolutely needs to be covered, is that still covered? Yeah, and the thing about this is like when I started, I probably did things considerably differently than I do now. I've learned some things that I find work a little better for me, and I just keep doing those things, right? I think Matt Rowe is the artist, R-H-O M-A-T-T, is the local that I took a bunch of tips from. Like he was posting stuff up and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, that's a great idea, we should try this. Okay, so I am here now. You are here. And I've done this top. I'm going to start doing the bottom. So I'm going to clean up some of this so it's visually not in the way, because seeing too many like lines next to each other makes it hard for me to see. And so and usually when I'm doing this part, I'm doing it like a little bit at a time because it's very difficult to hold down like more than a little bit at a time, right? This also, if I was working in my lab, which is usually where I'm working, I would be turning this like all kinds of directions around to make it easier for me. Now what's going to happen is this is going to have some bulk to it right here, so I don't want to have a whole lot of that, which is why I'm trying to be careful and like only what you need to survive. Only the smallest amount possible. Because you got to remember, this has the original fabric. It's got a backing fabric right there. And then it's also got stitching. And so that right there is a lot of, that's just a lot of density there. Which is in theory going to put some strain on this general area. Like more strain than if it wasn't there. But based on how this is turning out, that's just how it's turning out. And that's fine. Like, it's fine. I'm gonna have to keep mending these like forever. I already know that. That's kind of the point. Goals make it borrow. And we're we're getting there. Very much so. because row is just me continually patching these. That's just going to be the inevitability of it. Now, this right here doesn't have the bulk because this has never been mended down here, right? It's not. Which is good, but it also means that when it comes time to like mend again, the part that's gonna probably it's gonna run thinner sooner is this area, which is fine. Like I know that going into this mend, that's not a big deal. Like this is a design choice that I'm making. So acceptable. But you see why I wanted to do it like this and take the pocket down, because this is just a lot easier to deal with as a mend. Then if that pocket was like right there still. Okay, so now I still have the outside of this patch, right, to mend or to tack down. So we're going to do that. And I think we're going to call it good for the evening because, like I said, I have other things I have to do that are probably not going to take that long. But they're going to take more time than no time at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same process on the inside. And I want the inside to look just like this, okay? So what's going to end up happening, right, is I'm gonna go to the closest edge, which is like right here, and I'm gonna just go over the edges like that. And what's gonna happen is there's gonna be a longer stitch outside, or on the inside than outside. And that is exactly what I want. And we're not going to pull it too tight because that's going to become a problem, right? With the, what's it? Brenda's been sick all day, but friend's Spawn was sick over the last 2 days. I'm like, yep, no, that's about right. And if you want, you can leave your basting stitches in. I don't usually for aesthetic reasons. But, you know, you can absolutely do this. Now, I also want to say that I could, in fact, stop the stitching right here. Like, I could tack this part done and call this part like finished, right? I could absolutely do that. I'm not going to because I do want to do some stitching, right? Some pattern stitching right there. But you could, because this is effectively, the hole is patched, right? It's going to be reinforced when I do this. But yeah, so that is like an option. All right. Now, what I might do is I might not do the decorative stitching before I wear these again. That might happen. Now, like I said, remember, we're only focusing on this, so I know this goes all the way up here, so I'm doing this to tack it down, but I'm not going to do any decorative stitching up here. And what I might do is do this same process again and put the next patch up here, and then do the decorative stitching because it'll be easier to do it all at once. Than to do it. And I'm going to tack down this back piece after I'm done with the decorative stitching, because if I take out the bits and it moves it or puckers or whatever and I need to straighten it out, I can do that. So that's another thing that's going on here. And some people like to do this with a hoop. I don't. I like to manipulate the fabric more than a hoop is going to allow me to do. Some people want the hoop because it makes it easier to like see what they're doing. My advice, if you want to get into mending, try a bunch of things out and see what works for you. See what you like. You know, don't knock it till you try it. And, you know, every now and then come back to things, because maybe as your skill grows, you find that something works easier for you than it used to. Maybe it doesn't. Like, you're not going to know until you try. And, like, these pants for me are an art piece. And so there's no wrong way for me to really do them. I mean, absolutely, there are ways that are going to work better than others when it comes to mending and the frequency with which you're going to have to mend. But I'm fine having, if I have to mend these in 2 weeks, that's fine with me. So that's another thing to consider, is there's, you know, what works with what your goal is. So yeah, we're definitely going to call it after this. I'm going to try and get I'm going to try and get this up tonight. But yeah, I don't know. I do know that I have to get a bunch of stuff done. And I really would like to get this stuff done later at this point. Don't think that's going to work out, but we'll see. We'll see. We're going to get this last video uploaded. I may or may not do some gaming tonight, just for those who may be coming over here for that. Because I'm gonna go read, frankly. That's just gonna happen. Like, I don't even know if the stuff that I need to get done tonight is gonna get done tonight, honestly. Like, I don't know. I got this stuff done, so all of my what does he call it? All my my gaming videos are now up to date. So this right here is the next video that's gonna go up, and I'm gonna export that. So what I'll do is I'll start the export as soon as this is done. Like, we're done recording, and then yeah. What in the hell are my neighbors doing? It's so freaking loud. Like, it sounds like somebody's jumping or like beating on a door or something. I hope that's not what's happening. That's alarming. Alright, so we're down to the last bit. And you see that, like, I'm also running out of thread. And that right there, I just pushed through a shit ton of fabric, which is why sharp needles are your friend here. But, like, you see I'm running out of thread. I measured out, I don't know, like half a yard. But this is how it goes. So, alright, now that's really close to the beginning of where I started this, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and stretch this and like pull it so that when you're mending these patches, like, you want to have a little bit of give. You don't want it super tight, because what's gonna happen is if it's too tight when you go and like wash the garment, and if it's gonna shrink a little bit, that's gonna become a problem. And I like to press my fingernail down to the knot to keep it not flush, right? Because again, that's going to put strain on it, but like close. So now that we've done that, I can take the basting stitches out of here, and I'm going to, because I don't like this yellow and I don't want them there. So you're just gonna do that. And you can just take them out like however you want. And I'm just all I'm doing is putting this in my little pile. So my little pile right here of like, that's it. And that's gonna go in it's one of my scrap jars. So it'll get turned into something else later. Now, if you find you pull on something and it doesn't want to come out, just pull the ends and snip, because there's a reason it's not coming out, and it might be because it got sewn over, and we don't want to compromise the stitching I just did, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pull on it too much, because there's a reason it's not coming out. There's another one. That's fine. Do be careful when you're snipping that you don't cut the threads that you just snipped. So there we go. That is pretty good. Like, this is tacked down right around here. So like, that's not going anywhere. This edge is tacked down. So like, that's good to go. Now that is only one layer. We still have to tack down this part to get all the rest of the layers out. But that's fine. We can do that. That'll happen. No bigs. No bigs. So what is going to end up happening here is I am going to call it quits. We're going to call it done for tonight. I am tired. I don't want to do anything else. I have other things I have to do, and I'd like to read. And I need to get some sleep because I'm potentially going to have to be up super late tonight or tomorrow night. So, I just want to thank you for coming by, hanging out with me during project time. If you catch the replay of this, thanks for stopping in and watching. Know that I try to be here at least 5 days a week. Basically every other Friday, Saturday I won't be here because I will have my wee bit and I won't be able to do project time, but I may pop in late for gaming on those days. But on the weekends I don't have my little, I'm there 7 days a week, so every other. But minimum we're trying to get in 5. Now, obviously I've had trouble with that because mental health is a thing and it becomes difficult sometimes to do things. And when it's difficult to do things, you got to make choices, hard choices that you don't like usually. So here we go. Here we have it. That's it. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and good night.